We give thanks to you for your guidance and for raising up such leaders as First Sergeant Michael Broche and First Sergeant Timothy Marble. As the responsibilities of leadership and inspiration are passed today, we ask that this would be a time of continued success for both First Sergeant Marble, First Sergeant Broche, and HHC Company. Please continue to guide and bless each of us as we defend that which you have entrusted to us, and let us be good stewards of your blessings. It is in your holy name that we pray. Amen. Please be seated.
The First Sergeant is the lifeblood of the Army. There can be no substitute for this position or any questions of its importance. When First Sergeants are exceptional, their units are exceptional, regardless of any other single personality involved. Perhaps their rank insignia should be the keystone rather than the traditional one depicted here. It is the position of First Sergeant in which almost all unit operations merge. The First Sergeant holds formations, instructs platoon sergeants, advises the commander, and assists in training all enlisted members. The First Sergeant is proud of the unit and understandably wants others to be aware of the unit's success. For the first time, the title for this grade is not Sergeant but First Sergeant. There is a unique relationship of confidence and respect that exists between the First Sergeant and the commander not found at another level within the Army. Ladies and gentlemen, the Commander of Headquarters and Headquarters Company, Captain Colin McElroy.
Morning. Colonel McCaffrey, Lieutenant Colonel Bushnell, Command Sergeant Major Catterton, Command Sergeant Major Severino, Mrs. Bushnell, fellow commanders, First Sergeants, cadre, distinguished guests, and friends and family of HHC. Thank you for your attendance today. Today marks the transfer of responsibility between First Sergeant Michael Broche and First Sergeant Timothy Marble. This is a significant day for any unit, as the First Sergeant is the backbone of the company and the keeper of the guidon. It is a true statement when it is said that the commander commands the unit while the First Sergeant runs the unit. The day-to-day discipline, training, welfare, morale, and accomplishments of a unit are a true indicator of a successful First Sergeant and the overall command team. The First Sergeant is a principal advisor to the commander, and the relationship between the commander and the First Sergeant can make or break a unit. HHC's mission in OCS is a unique one, which requires a dedicated and knowledgeable cadre that can in-process, class up, out-process, and reassign vast numbers of soldiers simultaneously. First Sergeant Broche has ensured that all of these tasks have been performed well above the standard during his entire tenure in the company. Although I have only had the pleasure of serving with him for a short time, it was immediately evident to me that First Sergeant Broche has left a lasting impression on this unit. During his time in HHC, he has in-processed over 2,300 officer candidates into the battalion, worked with respective agencies and branch managers to out-process and reassign over 340 soldiers back into the operational Army, and was a role model NCO for future second lieutenants. He was also directly responsible for numerous officer candidate-supported activities throughout Fort Benning. Those activities included the battalion's partnership in education with E.A. White Elementary School, numerous community outreach projects, the Leadership Reaction Course maintenance, the OCS Hall of Fame preparation, and supported 16 OCS graduations. And this is just to name a few of his accomplishments. Most importantly, First Sergeant Broche's attention to detail and devotion to the candidates in HHC ensured the success of the units and the battalion's mission. He ensured that all candidates, incoming and outgoing, with financial, personal, and family issues were dealt with in the timeliest fashion possible, while maximizing the candidate's ability to class up with the next available company and train to become a future leader in the Army. First Sergeant Broche, I want to thank you for setting me up for success as I took command. Your sound guidance and experience allowed me to take the reins immediately and allowed the operations of HHC to continue uninterrupted. I wish you the best of luck in your next assignment. Thank you for your service to this company and to OCS. First Sergeant Marble is coming to HHC after completing his duties as First Sergeant of Charlie Company. I look forward to serving with him, as his knowledge and experience from his years of service and as a leader of one of the line OCS companies will be invaluable to the continued accomplishment of our mission. First Sergeant Marble, welcome to the team. Light, swift, and accurate, standards, no compromise. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the outgoing Headquarters and Headquarters Company First Sergeant, First Sergeant Michael Broche.
Colonel McCaffrey, Sergeant Major Catterton, Lieutenant Colonel Bushnell, Command Sergeant Major Severino, distinguished guests, family, and friends, thank you for attending today's ceremony. If I start talking fast, it's because I have a lot of Red Bull in me and coffee right now. I'm sorry. I'd like to start off with recognizing a few people that came out here for today's event. First of all, my uncle, Lieutenant Colonel retired Gary Broche. Gary traveled all the way from Frederick, Maryland to be here today. He's a Special Forces Vietnam veteran, 1964 graduate of Officer Candidate School, published author, and hopefully soon will be inducted into the OCS Hall of Fame. He's the reason why I joined the Army way back in 1991. I still remember the talk we had when I lived with him, something about something to do with, I'm nervous. Doing something with my life and stop sleeping till noon every day. In his infinite wisdom, Gary talked me into joining the Navy. We went to the Navy recruiter and knocked on the door and there was no answer. But from across the hall we heard, "Hey, they're at lunch. But you can come over here and wait in my office until they return." Turns out it was an Army recruiter. So he popped in a video and I watched a Bradley fighting vehicle get some good airtime on a pretty sweet jump. The next thing you know, I'm at a MEP station in Pittsburgh wondering what the heck an 11 X-ray was. That was 19 years ago. Gary, thank you for rescuing me from that small coal mining town in Pennsylvania. Had it not been for you, I would surely be back there and not here standing before you all today. I appreciate it. Secondly, two of my most dearest friends in my life, Sharon Ogden and Ronnie Jones. I've known Sharon for as long as I've been in the Army. She's befriended me when I was a young private back in the 24th Infantry Division, where I believe Colonel McCaffrey's father was the CG, Commanding General. I am truly lucky to have you in my life. Keep losing my place, I'm sorry. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for always being there. You took me in with open arms and introduced me to your family, which for many years I've been able to call my own. I will miss you when Aaron and I go off to Fort Bragg more than you could possibly imagine. Thank you for being there for me and your undying support and love. And my good friend Ronnie, former Marine and retired firefighter. Those two things alone make you stand out as a hero in my eyes. Thanks for being such a positive image in my life. We haven't known each other as long as Sharon and I have, but it feels like it's been a lifetime. You're without a doubt like a big brother to me, and I look up to you in so many ways. I love you and Sharon dearly. To my girlfriend Erin, thank you for always supporting me and taking the lunge to move to Fort Bragg. We are sure to miss all of our friends and family here, but we will move to begin a new chapter in our life that will be filled with new friends and new places. Thank you for putting up with the BlackBerry that I turned in this morning. No worries, no more phone calls or emails, just us and Grayley. That's our dog. I love you. Lieutenant Colonel Bushnell, Command Sergeant Major Severino, thank you for trusting me to be the HAC First Sergeant after my assignment in Bravo Company. Moving from Bravo to HAC gave me the opportunity to become fully woven into the fabric here at OCS. I stole that from you, sir. And to drink the Kool-Aid. I have truly become a better person and leader having known the two of you. The impact of your guidance and common sense approach will be felt for years to come with the officer candidates you have produced here at Officer Candidate School. I truly hope that somewhere in the future I have the opportunity to work for both of you again. I would gladly share a foxhole or a Bradley turret with either one of you. To my cadre, I've been truly blessed to have such a diverse and hard-working group of mixed-match MOSs work for me. You are truly the backbone of HAC and Officer Candidate School. I would gladly serve with all of you in combat. Knowing each of you as I do, if I were ever deployed, I'd want no other supply sergeant than Sergeant First Class Hopkins. You know how to get things done and basically just get things. You've been a remarkable help to me and I thank you very much. Sergeant Robinson, the workforce of HAC. You would be my first choice as a platoon sergeant in a line unit. You work harder than any other NCO I've seen in almost 19 years of service. Thank you for keeping me afloat in HHC. Sergeant McDougal is a Bradley mechanic, and I'd want no other person wrenching on my Bradley than him if I ever break down. I know I'm going to Fort Bragg and there's no Bradleys there, but I can just keep hoping. Sergeant Guzman is operating room technician, and if I ever get wounded, knock on wood, he's the guy I want in there assisting the doctor to patch me up and put me back in the fight. Thank you all for making my job as a first sergeant easier. To all the civilians here at OCS I've had the pleasure of working with, thank you for having such a great impact and making things happen in this organization. I have been truly blessed to have the opportunity to work with all of you. Mr. Burris, you will undoubtedly receive phone calls and emails from me after I leave here, picking your brain for the vast knowledge of administrative information that you undeniably hold. Mr. Burris, at the drop of a hat, will do whatever it takes to take care of soldiers, a true quality that all others can emulate. Thank you, Ron. To my good friend Dan Turner, I will truly miss you and Barbara when Aaron and I leave Fort Benning. From Cedar Key, Florida to Rome, Georgia, Pine Mountain to Warm Springs, dead raccoons on the side of the road, and countless miles we've accumulated on our Harleys, you have been a true iron butt and could always be counted on to ride when others thought it was too cold or couldn't get a kitchen pass. Thank you for not only being a good friend, but taking Aaron and I into your family over the last 2 years. I am honored to call you my riding buddy. But knowing that you like to take those long rides, I'm sure we'll see you up at Fort Bragg. There's always a spot in your garage for your geezer glide. To my fellow First Sergeants, Rob, Bobby, Amber, Scott, and Scott, what a great group of First Sergeants. I will truly miss your company, and I'm sure you'll miss my Red Bull-fueled antics at the battalion training meetings and our lunches with the Sergeant Major, who seems to have a birthday almost every time we go. OCS is a much better place to have the presence of such greatness. Thank you all for being there for me and ensuring the grass on your side of the sidewalk was always cut. I'll miss you all. To all the staff sections, thank you for your assistance as well, especially the S3 shop for following my guidance on taskings when I first took over. I had mentioned to them that I am rubber and you are glue, and whatever you task me with bounces off me and sticks to you. Major Bukowskis, Major Begrabi, thank you for being such an awesome S3 and Battalion XO. To have the two of you in the battalion, it was both fun and educational. I truly hope to have an opportunity to serve with you both again. Captain McElroy, you've had some pretty big shoes to fill as the HHC commander. You quickly jumped in and took over right where Captain Mangrum left off. I wish I could stay here and continue our command team relationship. You are the right man for the job here at HHC. I wish you the best of luck with all the congressionals, Article 15s, IG complaints, and JAG attorney phone calls I'm sure you'll receive over the next few years. Captain Mangrum, thank you for being such a great company commander and friend. As a young soldier, I always had inspirations of being a first sergeant and developing a command team relationship such as we had. I couldn't ask for a better wingman, and I wish you luck in your future endeavors with your new business, Prestige Worldwide. I will miss you, battle buddy. My best to you, Catherine and Mary Brent. Braren and I will miss you. Lastly, I'd like to welcome First Sergeant Marble, his wife and 2 children to HHC. First Sergeant Marble brings a plethora of institutional knowledge from his tenure as a Charlie Company First Sergeant, and I have no doubt he will do a fine job here in HHC. There comes a time when change is inevitable, and with change comes anxiety, anticipation, and sadness. As Aaron and I embark on our first PCS journey together to Fort Bragg, we are leaving behind a vast amount of friends, riding buddy, and most importantly, the OCS family. I stand before you today as a truly lucky man to have Erin in my life. She's been there and supported me for what feels like a lifetime. In the time we've been together, we've gone through one 50cc Cosmopolitan scooter, 6 Harleys collectively, 2 dogs and some fish, and somehow the fish aren't making the move to Fort Bragg for some reason. We've conducted our recon to Fort Bragg and have a beautiful house waiting for us to clutter with the walls of all my Harley memorabilia. As we begin this voyage, I've had a lot of time to reflect just how important she has become. Erin, you're the best thing that's ever happened to me. I know that we are both waiting patiently for Sadie Hawkins Day. But let's face it, neither one of us is getting any younger, and I, for one, am not getting any prettier. Nothing would make me happier than for you to accompany me at Fort Bragg as my fiancé. Would you marry me? Yes, he said yes. Almost done, sorry. Whew. Way too many Red Bulls this morning. My time here at HAC has been quite a ride. Regardless of all the countless emails or congressionals, IG complaints, and late-night phone calls, I am truly handing over my responsibility today with a heavy heart. Being at First On is a truly unique experience, and I have gained a wealth of knowledge to take along with me as I slip into the dark, shadowy abyss of Fort Bragg. I'm taking an online creative writing class. Thank you all once again for tolerating me. Light, swift, and accurate. Standards, no compromise. Airborne. Yeah. Hooligan 7 out.